How's it, everyone? This is Chris with Cowdog Craftworks, and today we're going to take these scraps and cutoffs and make these cutting and charcuterie boards, some of which will have Bisbee turquoise inlays. This is a pretty simple DIY project that you can do with just a handful of tools and a butt ton of sandpaper. So stick around and check it out. For the edge grain boards, I'm going to start by getting one straight edge on everything just so I have a reference to run off the fence. I'm using a taper jig you may have seen me use previously with some plywood cawls just to pin everything down and give me that good flat edge. I'm going to use a feather board to operate as a stop block of sorts and then just start ripping strips to equal width, moving the fence down. And that's just going to give me a bucket of smaller scraps than I had before. And then a quick trip through the planer just to get everything cleaned up, and then I have surface scraps. I needed a little more work surface, so I laid this scrap plywood down on my workbench just to give me some more space. I usually keep some scrap sheet goods around for stuff like this. Then I laid everything out in some configurations I liked, no rhyme or reason, and got to gluing and clamping. After the glue dried, I used a piece of 1/2-inch plywood and hot glued the board to the surface so I had a flat reference for the planer. If you ever wanted to know what your wood sees inside your planer, here's your chance. From here I can tell that I probably need to replace my rollers and my blades. Might need to calibrate some things too, but it's working. And after I got one flat side, I went ahead and took it off the plywood and ran it flat side down through the planer to flatten up the other face. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. I wanted to utilize some tall bevels as handholds for the board, so I set the blade by eyeball and then ripped the long edges down. Then using a miter gauge and a backstop, I cross-cut the ends, and honestly I didn't do all these at square cross-cuts just to keep things a little bit spicy with this board selection. To do some inlays, I had these Bisbee turquoise stones my friend Meg gifted me. I heard these were really rare and kind of expensive, so I put them in a mortar and pestle and smashed them up into tiny pieces with my mallet. So at first I went ahead and just crammed them in a crack and then went over that with CA glue and a little spritz of activator. I didn't really know what to do with these, honestly. Later I discovered it was actually helpful to have some glue in the void first to initially set the stones. Also, smaller flecks obviously were better for filling a small crack like this. Since that first attempt was kind of meh, I wanted to try again on the surface and drilled a small hole. Then I laid some glue, dropped that rock, tamped her in there, more glue, spritz of activator, boom. If there were any voids after the CA glue cured, I went back and filled them with more CA glue. Now here's where the butt ton of sandpaper comes in. I worked from 60 all the way to 320 grit, used a bit of water on a rag to pop the grain, and then dropped some brands and sanded some more. I also used a small block plane to break the hard edges with a little baby chamfer. To set some feet I used a punch, and then a 5/8 Forstner bit, and then set some rubber feet in, which I took off again because it's bath time, folks. When doing a batch of boards, I just put it in a shallow tray and pour a gallon of mineral oil on it. I'll swish them around in there for about 24 hours and get it to penetrate. Off camera, I rough cut the blank of a couple of charcuterie boards with a jigsaw and a router, and just went to town with rasps and a spoke shave to get everything shaped out. Spoke shaves are a fun tool for those just getting into hand tools. You can also get a similar effect using a block plane if you're a little slick. Then onto the spindle sander for all those curvy edges. And more sanding. And in this case, over here, hand sanding all these curves. Then it was bath time for these as well after another sanding and branding ritual like before. The turquoise inlay in this cherry knot was much easier to handle than the others, no pun intended, probably since the void was a lot bigger. As a finishing step on all my boards, I use a blend of beeswax, mineral oil, and pure tung oil. I just wipe it on thick, about 2 C's worth, and wait 24 hours, and then wipe it off, although it realistically takes a few days for a true full cure. And for all y'all who thought I was being wasteful with the mineral oil, I used a funnel and a paint filter to pour it back into the bottle. Usually get a few good batches out. And we're done. Cutting boards are a pain, but are very approachable for beginners. Also, craft fair season coincides with pumpkin spice latte season, so if you're looking for ideas for yourself or to make as gifts for friends and family, this might be the place for it. It's also a good time to test some different woodworking skills like this hand tool only board, this breadboard with a breadboard end, and this beveled teak serving board. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next time here at Cowdog Craftworks. What are you guys still doing here? Just click on one of these things already. Bye.